Alright, this video is gonna be 15 minutes long. It's gonna be taking for a very long time. But to do this, we're gonna be using for our GTE lap times for our very first time in Streets of Toronto. So welcome back into Streets of Toronto. Looks like we're just absolutely starting for just a little bit first, but maybe just cars is just absolutely really fast. And before this is gonna be taking for a very much time, as we're going to be taking out for dominations. 2 dominations are around for this one. We're going to be taking out for the bases as using for a Corvette GTE as a C7R. Let's take it all the way for just a little bit for one thing. And this absolutely one stair. Let's going to be seeing our lap times. If I did see the start finish, we'll be absolutely taking for the estimated time. And let's do this all the way. Whoa, that must be Chevy Camaro. 2 Chevys of the course, which has absolutely made things a little bit for it's going to get best as well. It's using it around inside of the onboard view, and looks like it's absolutely for a good view to get inside of the Chevy Corvette C7R. And we're going to be doing such, it's going to be a great idea. And take a closer look, take on to the Cars 2 reference. So if this is absolutely officially in Cars 2 reference, that should be might able to get for all the way down into its one front. I suggest I'm going to be using for PG Motorsport mode, but maybe it's not going to be doing just like yet. And to take this all the way straight and down into its front, to the 4th gear, and making to this only one thing. And some muscle cars is pretty so loud, and how just really loud it was. And because this is going to be one strategy, and we're going on to this one and headed down for the outlap. After the outlap, that means it's going to be taken for a very serious status. It's going to be taken for a little bit of fun. And it is going to be a fastest GT class as well, using by a GTE class as well. GTE stands for Grand Touring Electric as well, as we're taking for a little bit amount of slow like these ones. And to take around for this kind of one corner, let's take on the 3rd gear and blast all the way to 6th gear is in 186 miles an hour. So to get things a little bit good to go, what all you have to do is going to be reaching a lot of money. And before this is absolutely taken for this strategy, 1 second behind about for 1 decade. So it looks like we just absolutely make it to our 2nd gear and get onto the outside before the inside comes. Let's get onto the 3rd gear, into 4th gear as well, and take it all the way down into its next gear for just a little bit slowly, and make it to this one to get all the way up into 4th gear as well. And make sure this is not going to be taking for a very safe. I can't believe it. This is absolutely taking for very much time, and about 1.7 seconds behind. And I forgot to brake, because all of a sudden the wall hits. And it's up to make sure there's going to be a lot of hits of penalty. That's a very hit as well. And it's going to be taking for very much as well. Not pretty good, I guess. Let's retry in one more lap decade. As we did an absolutely to take all the way down into its front. And because of corner cuts hits and about 4 wall hits for this time, that is going to hurt you for very much. It's very to do so as well. So it looks like we're losing about 40 seconds. It's not pretty good about that I'm going to be to say. This is what absolutely, I just literally made it happen in about 0.1 seconds. And it looks like we're just about to take it around for this very slow. And always forgetting about for this one as well. And because they take it the outside corner. And because I'm just going to be overshot in about for this moment. It looks like we're just absolutely to lose amount of grip. And because of due to something like it's going to be very worse if possible. And because I'm just not able to be smart, looks like I feel such as very stressful inside of this kind of the Streets of Toronto is going to be taking for a little bit as much. So before we're going to be making on to this good lap as well, let's take it very slow. One thing this is absolutely going to be taking for, one thing I'm never able to know about this moment. So it looks like we're going to be head down into the gear 3 and blast it all the way into some kind of just a little bit for lap 16 as well. It looks like we're losing amount of seconds. The current lap time is 1 minute and 16.747. That Corvette is absolutely not pretty fast at all, and it wasn't pretty good as well. and unfortunately we cannot able to do this for once again. So I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be doing this lap time with a Corvette C7R next time. The next thing that I need to say, we're gonna be doing for the fastest lap times by using for some kind of a Aston Martin Vantage GTE. So it looks like we're gonna be getting inside of that vehicle, and it was absolutely pretty recognized that I just recognized the Aston Martin V8 Vantage GTE. So before we're gonna be blasted onto this one, maybe I make sure to give myself a huge battle to beat for the Porsche 935, which is absolutely pretty allowed. Wait, this is not absolutely pretty such a great idea. In some terms, inside of Corvette C7R, which is a left-handed, for just a little bit for right there. In the other words of this Aston Martin V8 Vantage GTE, it's a left-handed as well, all right-handed. Now, we're going to be taking a little bit slow, but using a British car, that's now not like corner cutting as well. If I just going to be went out into some kind of a little bit of garage, that was way more corner cutting as well. And looks like we're going to be blasted all the way down into its inside. I made sure I need to get closer to my microphone, and it does absolutely pretty much is going to be taking a little bit much sense. As before, we're going to be taking onto this really fastest lap times, but all of a sudden it's going to be taking a very slow times as well. If all of a sudden it wasn't absolutely pretty good lap times, because it's due to exactly how it takes in for a very indeed lap times as well. So it looks like we're going to be taking on the gear second, and that sounds like a V8 montage as well. The blast things out for it's going to be going all the way to gear number 5. Looks like we're taking onto its second gear and head on to the third gear. When I just using for a Corvette once again, that was absolutely really slightly powerful as well, because almost even more powerful than restrictions is going to be taking for a little bit for once again. So it's absolutely going to be taking for a very much horsepower and to take a little bit pretty faster in about the 6th gear, 0.8 seconds behind around the Corvette C7. So it looks like the GTE is absolutely for the in front of this one. So it looks like the Corvette is absolutely pretty behind for our first time. I made sure that I need to get a little bit get closer to the gap, as we need to get all the way and blast away into its other side and take down onto the inside. It's not going to be taking for our survival and for our civilians as well. Another one is absolutely pretty good as well. Let's take a little bit slow, and that must be a wall hit for once again. And because of this, all of the mistaken will be absolutely resulting for a unbest lap times by hitting the walls. And because of this one is absolutely to take around for this one, it looks like 0.4 seconds behind and 1 minute and 14 seconds. That was literally faster than a Dashinator RD1000. That was pretty good, that I never able to say. And it was going to be taking for a little bit for pretty good. That was absolutely what to end of this video. So I have to jump out of the car, and we're going to be getting inside of the garage. It was a pretty good lap time as always. Now the last thing that I need to get all the way back into GTE class, and let's using for the Ferrari 458. I mean, that is the Ferrari 488 GTB. Looks like we're going to be inside of this vehicle, and we have the another corner cut counter as well. And because this is absolutely find some reasons over here, and there's nothing that we're going to be doing for is so very such as well. And these I might not use a chase cam, by the way. It looks like we're going to be using for a KG Motorsport, and make sure that is not going to be taken for a very good much match as well. I hope this guy is going to be literally faster than anything else that we're going to be taking all over to its lead. And because of this only one strategy, let's blast towards into other kinds of this one, and make sure that I'm going to be fighting with the BMW or the Chevy Camaro, and it absolutely flips all into place. And I'm not going to be possible that I'm going to be doing that. Alright, here we go. In about for 1 decade that we're going to be blasting all the way through out here. And the last one should be going to be our final results to do like this one. And because of this one is absolutely to take all the way down into its one front, that I'm never going to be able to expect it whatsoever, that I should pull all over the way for about this time. And looks like we're going to be splashing out of here for just only one thing. It's because of the Group 5 lap times are even more exactly even more worse that it's no match to this track, and because to do what itself that we're going to be using for a first gear, 0.033 seconds behind, and against us, which should be going to be taking a little bit more faster than one ever expected that I just never been to be, and looks like we're just going to be make more even faster than I never able to remember in about for this a little bit for this one. And looks like we're just going to be taking around for this one, and let's take it a little bit slow. And looks like we're going to be good to go. And unfortunately, looks like the GT ones are absolutely pretty better than I absolutely expected to be. And looks like 0.3 seconds ahead of us. And looks like this must be a huge oversteer after for just a little bit. And looks like we're going to be taking for a little bit 1 minute and 15.064. Now we're going to be absolutely taking for our second gear. And we're taking for our first gear and make sure that we're going to be hitting our fastest lap, whatever it is. It is time to make our super attack in for all GTE cars and for ourselves. By GTE class, then we're going to be taking ourselves for 0.1 seconds behind of him. So it looks like we're going to be taking a little bit 1 second. That is absolutely going to be using for our one gear. Now let's going to be hitting all the way up into its 1 gear to second. Into third gear, we just absolutely hit the wall once again. And because all of a sudden, it's not able to take around for the best lap times, what I'm never able to see. If that's right, before 0.5 seconds ahead of us, and looks like that was absolutely not interested at all. 0.2 seconds and ahead of us. So it does not absolutely pretty thing. It's not going to be taking us for once again. It looks like all of a sudden it's not going to be taken for very much worse. I'm using the first gear. I think we're just waiting for a major mistake in the bound for this. And blasted all the way to 1 minute and 15.30. And it was not absolutely pretty good as well. And looks like it's not very good that I ever expected for this today. So if you enjoy about for this video, almost going to be 15 minutes long, it's going to be taking for its long terms as well. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and click the bell to get this all over this one for a part 2 for just a little bit. I'm going to be seeing you in the part B in about GTE lap times in streets of Toronto. That I'm going to be seeing you all later into this next video, so which will be Concept signing off. That I'm going to be talking to you in for just a little bit for this one. For Cookie Runners, you have to see for this video for and by the beginning of this video. So it's absolutely for a very good time for this upcoming video of the part B session. So thanks for watching. That which will be Concept signing off. And I'll talk to you guys, Cookie Runners, all later. Cheer out for just a little bit once and over and out because of Camaro just smashed right into me.